Good morning, children. I welcome you all to the next part of a lesson. So, today we are going to learn about e governance, e groups, social networking sites, and mobile technologies. Okay, so let us start. E governance. So, basically, what is meant by e governance? E governance is an application which will be including the information and communication technology for delivering the government services. That means whatever government services are there, okay, using all those government services can be utilized using this particular application. So using e-governance we can even exchange the information, and the communication transactions can also be done between government to the citizen, government to the business purpose, government to the government, and government to the employees. For example, take government to citizen. Government to citizen means there is a few applications such as Me Seva, right? Using Me Seva, it is also a purpose which is used for the uh, for helping the people, right? In Me Seva, what they'll be doing, they'll be providing several services that are provided by the government to the people. Okay. Next, government to business means railways are there. It is also a government only. Rail, that means railways is being undertaken by the government, right? So in that also there is an advantage for the people, right? Like that only there is a government to government and government to employees also work will be done using several applications that are provided by the e-governance. E-governance means what? Basically e-governance means using the internet we can take the advantages of government, okay, services. Next, let us see the advantages. So, using e-governance, what happens? Current system, that is paper-based system, efficiency has been increased. That means what happens? It results in saving the money and time. That means e-governance means what, children? Using the internet. That means using the computer systems, right? So, we are not using the papers and pens now. That is, work is not being done manually. That means it will be saving the money and time, right? Next one. So it basically also facilitates the better communication between the government and business. Next, it offers increased portfolio of public services to citizens in an efficient and effective manner. That means faster ways are also there, that there are certain rules and regulations which is called as a portfolio. Okay, it will be providing services to the government from the government to the citizens, so that the cost also will be less for the people. That means it will be helping the people from the cost purpose or may effective, that means faster, right, and in a efficient way, that means in a useful way. All the citizens are being served by the e-government applications. Okay. Next, let us see the disadvantages. So, once we are using the internet, it is also having the advantages and disadvantages. So, what happens? Cyber attacks may be done using the internet. That means all our information can be hacked by the people. Okay. So, implementing e-governance is a costly affair. Isn't it? It not a costly, children? That means for each and every department and for each and every person who is working under government services should be provided a system and an internet connection. So, is it not costly? Of course, it is costly, right? Next, lack of equality in public access to the internet, reliability of information on the web. That means there is no need that each and every person is able to utilize the services of the internet or the information that is provided on the web. There is no such rule, no, children. Few may understand the usage of internet and they can acquire the uses of the e-governance, but children, people who are not educated or who don't know how to use the computer or internet, it may be a problem for them, right? So it is also considered as a disadvantage. Okay. Next, e-groups. So basically, group itself resembles a some people who are join together or come together for any particular purpose or a use, right? Like that only in online also, if any people come together for any particular person, it is considered as a e-group. Okay, so basically an e-group can be defined as a group of persons or individuals who come together online for a specific or common purpose. Okay, so basically here what happens, the discussion is going on. Each and every person will be giving their valuable suggestions regarding that particular topic, right? So here also what happens, they'll be sending some messages and the reactions and the answers also can be seen in the discussions. Okay, so this kind of discussion is what called as a threaded discussion or a threaded message. So in clear, e-group means it is a group of persons or individuals who will be coming together online for a particular specific purpose. So what happens in this particular discussion itself means exchanging the information, right? So all the answers and the reactions for any particular person's message can be seen in the group. Okay, so all these kind of discussions are called as threaded discussion or a threaded message. Okay children, so now let us see the advantages and disadvantages also. Advantages means what? They can immediately share the whatever reactions or whatever uses are there in the of the particular topic. Disadvantages means what? Same problem. If any person is having internet connection, he cannot respond immediately to the message that is being shared by the other persons. Okay, and there may be few quarrels also can be being done on a particular discussion. Okay, next topic, social networking. So there is no need of explaining about social networking websites because nowadays each and every child know what is a social networking website and why we people are using social networking websites, right? So what is a social networking website? Using social networking website, we can connect to any people wherever they are and from any place and to the any place. Okay, we can easily become friends on online using several apps such as Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. All these comes under the social networking websites only. Okay, we can easily interact with the other people on the internet. Okay children, next, mobile technologies. So basically mobile technologies, each and every student, even a small kid also know what is a mobile and what are the uses of a mobile. Okay, so basically mobile technology is used in cellular communication and other aspects. That means it will be using a platform where any person can transmit the information. That means can send the data to the other person at a time on a single channel. That means, see, if I share a message to you, immediately you are able to share a message within no seconds. Okay, there will be a particular channel through which all these transactions or messages will be done. That particular platform is what called as Code Division Multiple Access, which is in short form called CDMA. Okay, so this particular channel is being used from several years. So children, if you people see your SIM cards that are present in your mobile phones, some SIM cards will be having CDMA name on the particular SIM. In the previous SIM cards it would be there. Nowadays I have not seen any such kind of SIM. If it is a BSNL SIM, you people can be seen CDMA. There will be small letters on that particular SIM. So that means what? Code division multiple access. That means how many people, 2 or 3 people can be sharing the message. It may be more, or else one-to-one communication can also be done using this particular channel at the same time. Okay, next, so as this particular mobile technologies have been evolved since years, so what happens in the previous years, there was a small simple device through which we can just use for phone calls or messages only. But nowadays how it has been done, the particular mobile phone can be used for several purposes. That means for GPS navigation, internet browsing, games, etc. All these particular things can be done on a mobile phone. Nowadays, we are even using the mobile phone for educational purpose also. We are learning new things from the mobile phones. That means from those technologies, right? Next one. So technologies, we are saying that mobile technologies. So let us see what are those some technologies that are there on a mobile phone. Okay. First one is SMS. Each and every person know what is an SMS. SMS means short message service. That means using this particular SMS, we can communicate with the other person using text messages. Not talking directly. Using text messages. Okay. Next one is MMS. MMS means multimedia message service. That means we can share the videos using MMS. Okay. 3G. 3G means it is regarding the internet connection. 3G is a third generation. Using this third generation internet. Okay. We can browse anything on the mobile phones easily. Well, coming to the 4G. 4G means fourth generation. It is an advanced version of the 3G. That means the speed of the data will be more increased when compared to the 3G. Okay. So I hope you all understood today's class, children. If you are having any queries regarding this class, you can immediately contact me at any time. Okay, children. So with this topic, we have completed our second lesson. Thank you.